Greetings and salutations, everyone. Jake Vegas with Jake Vegas Digital here, and today we're going to be talking about Ultimate Fishing Simulator, which was officially released on Steam just a few days ago. Now, I had access to the beta testing of this game and decided not to buy it while it was in early access, but since it has been officially released, I decided to give Ultimate Fishing Simulator a go. Keep in mind that these are just my first impressions of the fully released version of Ultimate Fishing Simulator, and it is not a full review of the game. I have only put a few hours into it, but I felt the need to share my initial thoughts about it. So with that said, let's start off at the beginning. Upon loading into the Betty Lake fishery, my first thought was, wow, this game is beautiful. And it is. Well, at least the environment is. Fog rolls along the lake surfaces, grass and trees sway with the wind, and the snow-capped mountains reflect wonderfully upon the water. The environment in Ultimate Fishing Simulator is very appealing to look at, and I made my way to the water's edge to start fishing. The first thing I noticed after my lure had been cast out was the bait indicator, which I knew right away that I wasn't a fan of. I'm all about immersion when playing games, and I was immediately turned off by the bait indicator as it pulled me out of an immersive fishing experience. Luckily though, there is an option to turn the bait indicator off in the settings menu, which I did. Fooling around with the buttons on my controller, I discovered that there was an underwater camera view that follows your lure. Now, the underwater view allows you to see fish by your bait or lure, and it does look cool, but again, I felt it took away from the realism of a fishing simulator. Keep in mind that there is an additional option for realistic fishing in Ultimate Fishing Simulator though, and you have to select it as an option before you create your player profile. Realistic fishing mode will remove the bait indicator, the underwater camera, and something called hunter vision, which is a skill you can unlock that allows you to see where the fish are located in the water. Now, moving on to the action aspect of a fishing game, the fish fights. Unfortunately, I have to say that I'm not a big fan of the fish fighting system in Ultimate Fishing Simulator. When a fish was biting my bait or lure, I discovered I did not have to set the hook. I simply start reeling and the fish is on the hook. I was disappointed by this as a fisherman in real life, as I find setting the hook to be one of the more exciting parts of fishing. I was also let down by the actual fish fighting mechanics. Instead of watching my pole and listening to my reels drag to gauge how I should fight the fish, I found myself staring at the tension indicator bar instead, struggling with reeling and keeping the tension gauge at the right spot to avoid breaking the line and getting the fish in. I just don't enjoy fighting the fish in Ultimate Fishing Simulator, and I feel other games, such as Fishing Planet and Russian Fishing 4, have better fish fighting mechanics that are much more fun to engage in. When I finally reeled a fish in, I discovered what disappoints me the most about Ultimate Fishing Simulator, and it's the fish models. The fish textures appear bland, with almost a matte finish on them, and they look more cartoonish than realistic, in my opinion. But my biggest pet peeve with the fish models is the size of them. The fish models look significantly smaller than the actual weight of the fish they're supposed to represent. 3-pound fish look like they're a half pound, 5-pound fish look like they're about 2 pounds, 8-pound fish look like they're 4 pounds, and you get the idea. This bums me out so much though, because what is the ultimate reward in fishing? It's seeing the fish that you've caught. That is really it. Whether you're fishing in reality or in the game, finally gazing upon and holding the fish you've been fighting is your reward. And with that in mind, I feel the developers could have done a much better job with the fish models, especially by making them visually correlate more appropriately to the size of the fish. Now, I'm aware that it may come across that I feel very negatively about Ultimate Fishing Simulator, but that's not necessarily the case. From the few hours I've invested in the game, I can say that the environments are very impressive and enjoyable to be in, and they're probably what will keep me playing this game more. But for a game that is calling itself not only a fishing simulator, but the ultimate fishing simulator, I found the exact opposite to be true about it. With things like bait indicators and underwater lure following cameras, infrared fish finding vision, obscure fish fighting mechanics and cartoony fish models, I believe naming the game Ultimate Fishing Arcade Game would have been more suiting to what it really is. But all this doesn't mean that the game can't be fun. I've only scratched the surface of Ultimate Fishing Simulator gameplay. I have yet to ice fish, fly fish, or drive a boat, and there are still a great deal of fish species I haven't caught. This video represents my initial impressions of Ultimate Fishing Simulator, which I felt the need to communicate to you all. With that said, this will conclude my Ultimate Fishing Simulator First Impressions review. If you guys want to see more Ultimate Fishing Simulator gameplay videos, definitely let me know in the comment section below, as I'm not opposed to doing them. I'm done for now. You guys know the drill. If you found this video informative, hit that like button. If you'd like to stay up to date on future content, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell. Alright, I'm Jake Vegas with Jake Vegas Digital. Thanks for watching. Keep on fishing in the free world, and we will see you next time.